Kerala are marching well ahead without the NEP. The success of any government lies in providing quality, purposeful education. படிப்பு, பண்பாடு, பயனுள்ள வாழ்க்கை என்பது எங்களது தமிழ்நாட்டின் தாரக மந்திரம். Madam, I would urge the Union government to follow the Tamil Nadu state education policy and the innovative, inclusive scheme to achieve the desired results throughout the nation. Thank you.
Honorable Member Shri Rajendra Gupta, maiden speech.
It's not a maiden speech, it's a only resolution. I will not like to take a maiden speech. I'll take a maiden speech somewhere else.
Okay.
Honorable Chair, respected ma'am, I raise to wholeheartedly support the private member's resolution, Madam Sudha Murthy ji, immense, timely and visionary proposal to introduce a new Article 21B guaranteed free and compulsory early childhood care and education for every child between 3 and 6 of age. Ma'am, this is not merely a legal amendment, it is a scientific necessity. Over 85% children brain developed is complete by the age of 6. These early years shape language, emotional regulations, social behavior. If we miss these years, we miss the child. Ma'am, in India, the Anganwadi system is very core of our early childhood care and education. Our most important platform for reaching children in their foundation years. This year, as the Anganwadi system completes 50 years, is worth recalling that how it begins with just 33 pilot projects in 75 and grown to the world's largest early childhood network. Over a century ago, India made visionary decision. The nourishment, health, and early learning must come together under one roof. That early childhood care cannot be fragmented. That शुरुआत ही देश की दिशा तय करती है. Today, we have 13.96 lakh Anganwadi centers, the backbone of our early childhood efforts. But only 10 lakh operates under government communities buildings. More than 3 lakh centers still function from rented rooms, open, cramped, temporary, and simply unsuitable toddlers. At the facility gaps highlight the everyday struggle. 47% Anganwadi centers lack piped water. 27% lack functional toilets. 28% lack functional kitchens, and 95% lack solar-powered electricity. Even in these conditions, Anganwadi workers and helpers shoulder more than 20 responsibilities, right from nutrition, immunization, early learning, home visit, and community mobilization, and maintain exhaustive record. In many states, they're further burdened with election duties and survey works. If we are at the constitutional guarantee under Article 21B, then we must first generate that very hand that delivered that right. Ma'am, I wish to highlight two areas that are often overlooked: early childhood care, disability, and rare diseases. According to Census 2011, India has more than 2.86 persons with disability, including lack of children below 6. But while the right of a person with disability Act 2016 Act guarantee free education from 6 to 18, children below 6 remain outside the protective framework. At the same time, early 70% rare diseases appear in early childhood, many within the first month of life. Delay in detection, often 3 to 7 years, caused irreversible neurological damage, preventable disability, loss of development milestones, and economical burden on the family. In practice, both groups face the same challenge. The 0 to 6 window is the most critical for intervention, yet the most special schools start only from 6. Private therapy is unaffordable. Anganwadi lack trained special educator, screening tools, and supportive system. Ma'am, there are more than 25 lakh children with a special need in schools, but barely 12,000 trained special educators are in the entire country. Meanwhile, thousands of infants and toddlers with rare disease are left without life-saving therapy because treatment is inaccessible and quite expensive. In Article 21B, if Article 21B is very meaningful, ECCE must include early screening, early intervention, and support for children with disability and rare disease unlikely. Ma'am, beyond infrastructure, beyond workforce, beyond health, there are larger philosophical questions before us. What kind of early childhood we are emphasizing for India? Across countries like Japan, Finland, and Scandinavia nations, early childhood is not only limited to ABC and numbers. They focus on self-efficiency, cooperation, emotional regulations, empathy, responsibility, and age-appropriate independence. Every task is done for a child instead of with a child. This is not the fault of parent and teacher, it's infrastructure. One of the youngest country in the world, we need children who are not just academic, but most emotionally resilient and socially capable and confident to navigate life, ma'am. The proposal of Article 21 is therefore not just a constitutional step, it's a commitment towards reimaging childhood in India. To make it real, we must strengthen Anganwadi infrastructure, reduce non-core burden on the workers, equipped centers to support disability and rare disease, train more special educators. I support this resolution. It's not about the children today alone, it's about the citizen of tomorrow. I strongly, wholeheartedly support this resolution. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Vande Matram.
I request all honorable members to kindly maintain decorum while an honorable member is speaking. Next speaker, honorable member Dr. V. Sivadasan.
Respected Madam, here we are discussing very important matter. Sudhamurthy has introduced the private members bill on our childhood education. Madam, in India, thousands of, crores of children are not getting proper pre-school education. Why? Various problems are there, Madam. In education, in pre-education sector, the investment of the nation, investment of the government, that is comparatively very less. In other nations, these developed countries, they are investing huge amount, comparatively better amount in pre-education sector. But in India, our government is not ready to invest proper amount for the children's education. Madam, what is the real issues for getting the education? There, inadequate infrastructure facilities. There, in our pre-education centers, their infrastructure is not there. Where is the infrastructure? Why it is not there? Respected Madam, in preschools, majority of the preschools centers are working. Majority, that means 95% of preschool centers are working below 1,000 square feet of building. There, Pakka building is not there. There, electricity is not there. Then internet connectivity is not there. Proper water facilities is not there. Drainage facility is not there. What is the real reason? The union government should provide proper financial assistance to the state governments. Respected Madam, you see the role of the government, role of the union government. What is their role? They are making some of the schemes, but they are not ready to proper financial assistance to the sector. There. Second one, regarding the faculties in the teachers in the Anganwadis. Anganwadi, that means there, the Anganwadi teacher and helper is there. What amount they are getting as a salary? Here already, John Bittas has mentioned, our minister is here. Now he is discussing the matter with she is not listening my speech. Madam, respected minister is discussing with the other matter. She is not listening our word. That is not good. Now also, she is discussing the other things. Why, Madam? Then why this sitting the minister, not listening to us? Then what is the
Honorable
purpose
Minister.
to sit the minister is here? We are, no,
She's
we are
listening. Kindly
here.
address the
We are
chair.
making very,
Kindly
interesting
address the
thing,
chair.
but she is talking to the others. So we
Kindly
are
address the chair.
raising the issue of the things. So then our parliamentary minister is trying to protect. Then what is the thing, madam?
Kindly address
I
the
have
chair.
the right to raise the issue. I requesting the minister to listen us. So the thing is that, yes, I am requesting the,
Address the chair.
chair of the house, not the parliamentary minister. I am requesting the
Speak on
chair
the
of the house.
subject. Kindly speak on the subject, address the
you
chair.
are trying to disturb my words. So, respected minister, I know earlier already mentioned here, she is very interested to protect the interest of the children. She is interested to invest the money for Anganwadi sector.
Kindly speak on the subject.
But I don't know who is making the blockade in front of her. The thing is that the workers of Anganwadi, the salary, they are not getting proper salary. The government is not ready to treat them as employees. They are getting very low income from the government. The thing is that, yeah, they are not, here in India, they are not getting minimum wage. The interesting thing is that these government are making lot of the government is compelled to the Anganwadi teachers to do other works also. So government should not give other works to the Anganwadi workers, and government should provide proper salary to the Anganwadi workers. There in the Anganwadi centers, respected madam, there in the Anganwadi centers, the name Anganwadi, but garden is not there. Where they will make the garden? Because the place of the Anganwadi is only 1,000 square feet or 8,800 square feet or 500 square feet. Then there we will make the garden. Playground is not there. Proper playground for the child, preschool child is very necessary. But their playground is not there. The internet facility is not there. So I am requesting to the government for proper basic infrastructure facilities for the preschool children. Our respected Sudhamurthy ji, she taken very good interest, very good initiative to introduce the bill. I congratulate her. I have a lot of reservations I have, but she have taken very good initiative for introducing this bill in the house. Respected madam, in India, 1948, first education commission was formed under the leadership of S. Radhakrishnan. Aim and Radhakrishnan openly declares education for all. Education for all. But after that, what has happened? In Kothari Commission report, Kothari has clearly mentioned the importance of education for all. But in 2000, when the Vajpayee government was here, at that time, one commission was appointed. The commission was appointed not by the education department, appointed by the Commerce Ministry. There the commission has suggested education for the free education is not, free education in humanities and other things is not good for the nation like that. The commission has suggested. Madam, we have lot of differences with the view with this existing government, but I believe the future of the nation, the future, the present condition of the nation should be developed. So we need to a proper policy framework for the development. The
Kindly
NEP,
conclude.
National Education Policy, in the National Education, only 1 minute, madam. In the National Education Policy, the suggestions, the cluster centers, and the teachers will be managed by the managers of the cluster, and the lab for cluster centers, not for those schools, and playground for in the cluster centers, not for schools. That concept should be resisted, and that should not be implemented here. If that proposal is implemented, then Kerala, madam, majority of the schools are working with the proper playground and labs. The concept of NEP is totally against the public education system. So the education system, the commercialization, privatization, and communalization, these three are the major hurdles for the development of the education. So we should oppose the commercialization centralization and privatization of the education sector. Communalization is the most
Next,
dangerous thing in
Shri
education
Santosh
sector, madam.
Kumar P.
So together we will oppose the NEP and together we will promote the national.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chairman. I support the content of the resolution. And she could have mentioned about some of the former prime ministers. And of course, it's a hope against hope case. Madam Vice Chairman, the point is that whether we need a constitutional amendment to the Constitution to achieve these goals. If at all it happens, how we are going to implement the same? Because in the Constitution, there are number of fundamental rights which are getting infringed day by day. There are directive principles of state policy which we did not implement. So I think even though the idea behind this resolution is acceptable, what is the way out? This we need to discuss. As far as our Anganwadis are concerned, Madam Vice Chairman, on 22nd March 2023, question number 230, the answer was around 1.4 million Anganwadis we have. And only 2 lakhs are having government buildings. And they say there is a scheme which is slowly getting implemented. Leave that part. The thing is that Anganwadi workers are doing 6 important jobs. There's a mandate for that. Number 1, supplementary nutrition. Number 2, preschool non-formal education. Number 3, nutrition and healthcare, immunization, health checkup, and referral services. The point is that when do we need to redefine this? Because documents, it is AWW, Anganwadi workers. So we have to redefine the term, I think. To impart education, that worker, of course, that term must be redefined, and teachers or something, it should find a place in the official document. That's my take. Because all these duties cannot be mixed up, and this cannot be entrusted to 1 or 2 persons. We have more than 14 lakh Anganwadis, which are having a lot of issues. That's already mentioned by Shivadasan and others. Many drawbacks are there. No toilets, drinking water facilities are okay. But at least these terms to be defined, and they should be elevated to the status of teachers. And then we need to train them. And what should be the content of the training? That is the most important. Number 1, this scientific temper, that mindset must be developed from the very beginning, because catch them young is the policy of all fascist ideology organizations and almost all organizations. Then we have to imbibe them. What is science? How society is moving? What is humankind? There is no point in division and all these kind of caste, creed, and religion. Anyway, so that scientific temper oriented this syllabus must be there. And enrollment must be strengthened. Thousands of children are not getting chances to go there. School dropout is very high. During these 10 years, 14,000 schools were closed according to the government status. So we need to strengthen the enrollment in these Anganwadis. Then proper scientific training to the teachers also. Finally, the use of mobile phones. Even children are getting addicted to mobile phones. During our time, it was grandmother's stories. But instead of grandmother's stories, now it is mobile phone, which is the guiding factor, controlling factor. So how to use this social media may be a big term, but mobile phone addiction, even among small children. So this ought to be taken care very seriously. So buildings, wages, this syllabus, if we can correct all these things, then we can develop our Anganwadis, and that will be a big contribution in strengthening the pre-primary education in our country. And I hope the government will take care of all these things. The plight of Anganwadi helpers and workers are very miserable in most of the states. Yes, Gujarat High Court recently observed that the they should get a decent minimum living wage. But that mandate is not was not implemented in many states. Kerala, of course, we have appointed a commission to look into these matters, and that commission will submit its report soon. I hope the government of India, the minister concerned, will take care of all these points and to strengthen our Anganwadis.
It's 4:30 now. We'll take up special mention.
Thank you.
Shri Ashok Rao Shankar Rao Chavan. Special mention. Okay.
मैम
Shri Sujit Kumar.
मैम थैंक यू। सबसे पहले मैम मैं मैडम सुधा मूर्ति जी को धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा कि इतने महत्वपूर्ण विषय को उन्होंने प्राइवेट मेंबर रेजोल्यूशन के तहत उन्होंने उठाए। और मैं आज भारत के महान जननायक जननेता स्वर्गीय अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी को आज नमन करना चाहूंगा। ये साल हम लोग वाजपेयी जी का जन्म शताब्दी मना रहे हैं। मैं आज ये प्राइवेट मेंबर रेजोल्यूशन के चर्चा पे मैं अटल जी को क्यों स्मरण कर रहा हूँ मैम, बिकॉज मैम ही हैड द विजन, he had the statements like quality to enact the RTE Act. What is popularly known as the RTE Act, it's actually the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act in 2002, which actually laid the foundation for primary education in our
Now
country.
we'll take up special mention.
Ma'am, 5 more minutes, ma'am. Please, 5 more
Take up
minutes.
special mention. Shri Ashok Rao Shankar Rao
Praveen.
Chavan. Demand for a direct new rail line from Nanded to Latur. Not present. Shri Ramji. Not present. Srimati Mahua Maji.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chairman, sir. Madam, my subject is concern over overworking and rights of the employee in the corporate sector. हम ऐसे समय में हैं जब पेशेवर सफलता अक्सर व्यक्तिगत स्वास्थ्य, मानसिक संतुलन और सामाजिक जीवन की कीमत पर मिलती है। भारत के दफ्तरों, को-वर्किंग स्पेस और डिजिटल कार्यस्थलों में करोड़ों कर्मचारी लगातार बढ़ते लक्ष्यों, प्रमोशन की दौड़ और दफ्तर समय के बाद भी ऑनलाइन बने रहने की अनिवार्यता के दबाव में काम कर रहे हैं। यह स्थिति अब अपवाद नहीं, बल्कि सामान्य जीवन शैली बन चुकी है। पिछले वर्षों में कई प्रतिभाशाली युवाओं ने इस अतिश्रम और बर्नआउट के कारण मानसिक व भावनात्मक लड़ाइयों में हार भी झेली है। कॉर्पोरेट क्षेत्र में हालात और गंभीर हैं। अधिकतर नियुक्ति पत्र केवल न्यूनतम कार्य घंटों का उल्लेख करते हैं, अधिकतम का नहीं। कर्मचारियों से तय समय से कहीं अधिक काम लिया जाता है, बिना ओवरटाइम वेतन, बिना अवकाश क्षतिपूर्ति और कई बार छुट्टियां तथा वीकेंड भी काम में जोड़ दिए जाते हैं। यूरोपीय देशों में श्रम विभाग निजी कंपनियों पर सख्त निगरानी रखता है और अतिरिक्त काम को अनुबंध का उल्लंघन माना जाता है। इसके विपरीत भारत में खासकर उच्च वेतन वर्ग के कर्मचारियों को न्यूनतम सुरक्षा भी प्राप्त नहीं होती। मांग आपूर्ति के असंतुलन ने स्थिति को और बिगाड़ा है। सीमित अवसरों के कारण एक कर्मचारी से 2-3 लोगों का काम करवाया जाता है, जिससे थकान, अनिद्रा, मानसिक तनाव, पारिवारिक समस्याएं और आत्महत्या जैसे गंभीर परिणाम सामने आते हैं। मैं सरकार से आग्रह करती हूं कि स्पष्ट कार्य घंटे, ओवरटाइम भुगतान, छुट्टियों की सुरक्षा और मानसिक स्वास्थ्य संरक्षण जैसे प्रावधानों पर तत्काल कदम उठाए जाएं, ताकि काम उद्देश्य दे, अत्यधिक दबाव नहीं। धन्यवाद।
Shri R. Girirajan.
Thank you, Madam. Demand for mandatory provisions for differently abled persons to be elected as nominated members in local governance. Madam, the persons with disabilities, Equal Opportunities, Protection of Rights and Full Participation Act 1995 and the Right to Persons with Disabilities Act 2016 are key legislative frameworks that aim to ensure equality inclusion, and dignity for individuals with disabilities. Madam, these acts promote the rights and opportunities of persons with disabilities, including the provision of aids and appliances, access to education, employment, healthcare services, and social integration. This will be possible only when the differently abled people have adequate representation in local bodies too. Tamil Nadu government has made significant strides in nominating persons with disabilities to local bodies, with a total number of 3,631 persons with disabilities already nominated to urban and rural local bodies. This number is expected to grow. Madam, with the government planning to nominate an additional 12,000 persons with disabilities in rural local bodies after the completion of the election to 28 village panchayats. The initiative is part of the government's broader commitment to social justice and representation for differently abled individuals in local governance. The government of Tamil Nadu Gazette Extraordinary published on June 26, 2025 introduces the Tamil Nadu Panchayats nomination of persons with a disability as Disability Rules 2025, aimed at facilitating the nomination of persons with disabilities as members of Panchayats. Nominated members will have rights and responsibilities as per the Government of Tamil Nadu Panchayats Act and will be entitled to honorarium and allowances as determined by the government. This should be followed nationwide. Therefore, I urge the government to make mandatory provisions for differently abled persons to be elected as nominated members in local governance throughout India. Thank you.
Shri Sujit Kumar.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I would like to draw the attention of the government through the special mention to the issue of reliance on non-indigenous goods in our official internal consumption. This is a matter vital to the broader national vision of promoting Swadeshi and strengthening India's path towards self-reliance. India is a powerhouse of high-quality indigenous products, from textiles and handicrafts to countless agricultural goods. A prime example is our world-class GI tagged, FPO sourced and tribal grown coffee, such as the unique varieties grown in Koraput, Odisha, called the Koraput coffee. These products are celebrated globally for their quality. Yet, in our government canteens, including in the parliament, in our railway networks, and in our public offices, we often serve consumables, be it coffee, tea, biscuits, or handicrafts and handlooms from foreign sources or of non-descriptive origin. Ma'am, to replace this is the obvious next rung in the ladder of Swadeshi. The tribal farmers of Koraput work in difficult conditions to produce a globally acclaimed product, but lack the large-scale stable market that the Government of India itself can provide. Ma'am, I demand that the government issue a procurement directive to replace all such foreign origin goods with indigenous Indian products. Let the government be the proudest patron of our tribal producers. By institutionalizing this change, we ensure that the true flavor of Atmanirbhar Bharat becomes a daily practice in our office of this republic. Jai Hind.
Srimati Rajati.
Respected Madam, demand for comprehensive reforms in juvenile homes under the Juvenile Justice Act. I draw attention of the government over alarming conditions in the juvenile homes where there is inadequate monitoring, nutrition, education, and safety that continue to expose children to severe vulnerabilities. This is evident from repeated news on children being beaten in these institutes and severe overcrowding. Juvenile homes are governed by the Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Act 2015, under which each district is required to have an observation home for children
facing trial before the Juvenile Justice Board. As per the latest National Crime Record Bureau report 2023 data, juvenile crime in India is 7.1 per lakh children. That is 1,365 cases registered. These numbers are more worrying than when seen with the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights (NCPCR). Inspections that have highlighted overcrowding, poor resources, poor food quality, especially poor food quality, untrained staff, and lack of psychological support in several child care institutions. The juvenile justice system is the product of a system built supposedly to protect and rehabilitate children, but in reality, it functions more as a punitive institution of neglect. If we expect these children to reintegrate into society with dignity, I urge the government to strengthen monitoring mechanisms, upgrade nutrition and education standards, ensure accountability in staff recruitment, and create meaningful livelihood opportunities so that our juvenile homes become places of protection and hope, not fear. Thank you.
Dr. M. Dhanapal.
Thank you, Madam. Madam, my subject in this special mention is concern over safety and livelihood of fishermen from districts of Tanjavur, Ramanathapuram, and Pudukkottai districts in Tamil Nadu. I bring to the attention of the government a matter of grave concern affecting the safety and livelihood of fishermen from the districts of Tanjavur, Ramanathapuram, and Pudukkottai in Tamil Nadu. Over the past weeks, there have been repeated reports of violent attacks and intimidation faced by our fishermen while carrying out their loss of livelihood, destroying fishing nets, and severe disruption in the daily lives of the affecting fishing communities. The fishermen from these coastal districts depend solely on the sea for sustenance. Any threat to their safety directly impacts thousands of families, pushing them into distress. Moreover, such confrontations risk escalating into interstate tensions, which must be addressed immediately through coordination and firm action. Madam, I therefore urge the Union government to conduct a comprehensive inquiry into the reported incidents at the earliest, facilitate coordinated action between the maritime authorities of the Union territory to prevent recurrence, strengthen coastal security measures in the affected zones, for ensure protection and livelihood support for the fishermen who have suffered losses. Safeguarding the lives and livelihood of our coastal communities is a national responsibility. I request the government to look into the matter. Thank you, Madam.
Shri Harsh Vardhan Shringla.
Madam Vice Chairman, I rise to request focused promotion of sports in the Darjeeling Hills and the North Bengal region. This area has a remarkable football tradition that spans more than a century. Darjeeling was among the earliest centers where the sport took deep root, and its schools and local institutions produced players who later joined leading Calcutta clubs. Footballers from the hills have represented Bengal in the Santosh Trophy and served in forces teams that achieved national honors. However, the region today suffers from inadequate sports infrastructure. The absence of quality stadiums and training facilities has pushed this legacy to the margins, and local youth from the place are unable to get themselves in state, regional, and national teams. North Bengal also has immense potential in adventure and outdoor sports. Its terrain is ideal for trekking, rock climbing, paragliding, mountain biking, and river activities. Darjeeling already has a heritage of mountaineering training through institutions like the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute. What is needed now is upgraded infrastructure, new adventure circuits, certified safety systems, and coordinated promotion to attract both domestic and international participants. Under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, the government has prioritized sports, excellence and youth development through initiatives like Hello India. In this context, Darjeeling Hills deserve a dedicated football academy, high-quality turf grounds, and a regional plan covering football, hockey, indoor and adventure sports. I therefore request for 3 integrated sports centers in Darjeeling, Kalimpong and Karshong, and 1 training center in Mirik. Thank you, Madam Chairman. Jai Hind.
Shri K.R.N. Rajesh Kumar. Not present. Srimati Phulo Devi Nitam. Shri Pramod Tiwari.
ऊंचाहार अमेठी रेल लाइन उत्तर प्रदेश के रायबरेली और अमेठी जिलों को जोड़ने वाली एक अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण रेल परियोजना है। ये रेल मार्ग लगभग 66.17 किलोमीटर लंबा प्रस्तावित है, जिसका उद्देश्य रायबरेली, अमेठी और प्रतापगढ़ जिलों के 81 विलेजेस को जोड़ना है। इस रेलवे लाइन पर 7 रेलवे स्टेशन प्रस्तावित है। ऊंचाहार अमेठी नई रेल लाइन परियोजना के अंतर्गत सर्वे, भूमि चिन्हांकन तथा भूमि अधिग्रहण जैसे महत्वपूर्ण कार्य वर्षों पूर्व पूर्ण किए जा चुके हैं। परियोजना के प्रारंभिक चरण में आवश्यक औपचारिकताएं पूरी कर निर्माण कार्य भी प्रारंभ किया गया था। विगत कई वर्षों से परियोजना की प्रगति अत्यंत धीमी है। अतः मैं केंद्र सरकार से ये आग्रह करता हूं कि इस परियोजना की उच्च स्तरीय जांच कराकर एजेंसियों की जवाबदेही सुनिश्चित करें और स्पष्ट निर्देश प्रदान करें, ताकि आने वाले दिनों में इस रेल लाइन का निर्माण पूरा हो सके और रेल सेवा प्रारंभ की जा सके। धन्यवाद।
Srimati J.V. Mathur Hisham.
Thank you, Vice Chairperson. My special mention is on the subject, demand for safety audit of National Highway 66 and compensation for the families of those who have lost their lives at the National Highway construction sites. I rise to bring to the attention of the government the recent collapse of a section of National Highway 66 at Kottayam in Kerala. The accident shows the flaws in the execution of the National Highway projects in the state. The sudden caving in of the road left the vehicles, including a school bus, stranded on the service road. The stability of the reinforced earth wall has been in question since the Courtyard incident, where the National Highway collapsed in a similar manner. The vulnerable terrain of these places, owing to the proximity of paddy fields, cannot afford the present earth-filling method. Apart from this, unscientific construction practices such as insufficient side drain systems, poorly designed retaining structures, etc., are leading to recurrent incidents of National Highway collapses. The public has been repeatedly raising concerns about unfinished work, absence of basic safety protocols during the construction, etc. The glaring example of the same is the unscientific construction of Arur-Thuravur stretch of National Highway 66, where at least 42 people have lost their lives in road accidents along this stretch, the latest one being the death of a driver who was killed when a girder collapsed into a pickup van. In this context, I urge the government to conduct a comprehensive technical audit of the National Highway 66 and mandate strict adherence to the scientific engineering standards. I further urge to take necessary steps for the immediate dispersal of compensation to the families of those who have lost their lives at the National Highway construction sites. Thank you.
Shri Meda Raghunatha Reddy. Not present. Shri Subhashish Khuntia. Not present. Shri Satnam Singh Sandhu.
थैंक यू मैम। मैम माई कंसर्न इज रिलेटेड टू पंजाब ओनली, तो मैं इसको पंजाबी में पढ़ना चाहता हूँ। मैं ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਧਰਤੀ ਹੇਠਲੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਯੂਰੇਨੀਅਮ, ਨਾਈਟ੍ਰੇਟ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਜ਼ਹਿਰੀਲੇ ਪ੍ਰਦੂਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਬੇਹੱਦ ਚਿੰਤਾਜਨਕ ਸਥਿਤੀ ਵੱਲ ਧਿਆਨ ਦਿਵਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ। ਸੈਂਟਰਲ ਗਰਾਊਂਡ ਵਾਟਰ ਬੋਰਡ ਦੀ ਐਨੂਅਲ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ 2025 ਦੇ ਅੰਕੜੇ ਬੇਹੱਦ ਡਰਾਉਣੇ ਹਨ। ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ 62.5% ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਨਮੂਨਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਯੂਰੇਨੀਅਮ ਸੁਰੱਖਿਅਤ ਸੀਮਾ ਤੋਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਵੱਧ ਹੈ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਪੂਰੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰਦੂਸ਼ਣ ਦੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਚੀ ਦਰ ਸਮਝੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਸਿਰਫ ਵਾਤਾਵਰਣ ਦਾ ਸੰਕਟ ਨਹੀਂ, ਸਗੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਗੰਭੀਰ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਹੈਲਥ ਐਮਰਜੈਂਸੀ ਹੈ। ਅੱਧੇ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਨਮੂਨਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਯੂਰੇਨੀਅਮ 30 ppb ਤੋਂ ਪਾਰ ਹੈ, ਜੋ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਨਸਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੈਂਸਰ ਅਤੇ ਗੁਰਦਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਰੋਗ ਵੰਡ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ 14.6% ਨਮੂਨਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾਈਟ੍ਰੇਟ ਅਤੇ 11% ਫਲੋਰਾਈਡ ਦੀ ਮਾਤਰਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਲੂ ਬੇਬੀ ਸਿੰਡਰਮ ਅਤੇ ਹੱਡੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਰੋਗਾਂ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਿਕਾਰ ਬਣਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਖੇਤੀ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਖਤਰਾ ਹੈ। 25% ਨਮੂਨਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੂਅਲ ਸੋਡੀਅਮ ਕਾਰਬੋਨੇਟ ਅਤੇ ਵੱਧ ਰਿਹਾ ਖਾਰਾਪਨ ਸਾਡੀ ਉਪਜਾਊ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਨੂੰ ਬੰਜਰ ਬਣਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਮੇਰੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਪੁਰਜ਼ੋਰ ਅਪੀਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਤਬਾਹੀ ਤੋਂ ਬਚਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਤੁਰੰਤ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਗਰਾਊਂਡ ਵਾਟਰ ਮਿਟੀਗੇਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ। ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵਿਤ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਾਰ ਫੁੱਟਿੰਗ ਤੇ ਆਰਓ ਬੇਸਡ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਲਗਾਏ ਜਾਣ ਅਤੇ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਇਲਾਕਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਲਥ ਸਕਰੀਨਿੰਗ ਕੈਂਪ ਲਗਾਏ ਜਾਣ। ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਡੀਪ ਐਕੁਆਫਰ ਮੈਪਿੰਗ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਫ਼ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਸਰੋਤ ਲੱਭੇ ਜਾਣ। ਪਾਣੀ ਇੱਕ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਐਸੈਟ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਪੂਰੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦਾ ਢਿੱਡ ਭਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਉਸਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਲੋਕ ਜ਼ਹਿਰੀਲਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੀਣ ਲਈ ਮਜਬੂਰ ਹਨ। ਅੰਨਦਾਤਾ ਦੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਤੇ ਤੁਰੰਤ ਕਾਰਵਾਈ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਸਮਾਧਾਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।
Srimati Sulata Dio.
Jai Sri Jagannath. Thank you so much, Honorable Vice Chairperson Madam, for giving me the permission to read out my special mention. The topic is my demand for metro rail project between Bhubaneswar and Cuttack. With your kind permission, I wish to draw the attention of this august house to an important matter relating to the development of Odisha, the need for a metro rail project between Bhubaneswar and Cuttack. Sir, Bhubaneswar and Cuttack are often called the twin cities of Odisha. They are major centers of administration, education, healthcare, commerce, and employment. Every day, lakhs of people travel between these two cities, and the number is increasing rapidly. Due to heavy traffic on the existing roads, commuters face long delays, pollution, and serious safety concerns. Honorable Sir, a modern metro rail system between Bhubaneswar and Cuttack will greatly reduce travel time, easy traffic congestion, and improve the overall quality of urban support. It will also support economic growth, attract investment, and help build a cleaner and more sustainable environment. Sir, the pollution of the region is growing fast, and the current transport infrastructure will not be able to handle future demand. A metro rail network is not only desirable but essential for the long-term development of the capital region of Odisha. Therefore, Honorable Chairman Sir, I request the Union Government to extend full support for the yearly approval, funding, implementation of the Bhubaneswar-Cuttack Metro Rail project. This will benefit lakhs of commuters and contribute significantly to Odisha progress. Thank you so much. Vande Utkal Janani.
Shri Tiruchi Siva. Shri Leher Singh Siroya, Shri Satpal Sharma, Shri Sakti Singh Gohil.
धन्यवाद महोदया। गुजरात के जूनागढ़ शहर के अंदर पुरानी रेलवे लाइन चल रही है। जूनागढ़ एक बहुत ही ऐतिहासिक और टूरिज्म के हिसाब से भी बहुत महत्व का शहर है। रेलवे लाइन पूरे शहर में से इस तरह से गुजर रही है कि शहर के थिकली पॉपुलेटेड अंदर के एरिया में 7 रेलवे क्रॉसिंग आता है। अगर बाहर का एरिया भी गिन ले तो 11 रेलवे क्रॉसिंग सिर्फ एक छोटे शहर में से गुजर रहे हैं। और बार बार शहर में ट्रेन गुजरते वक्त ये रेलवे क्रॉसिंग पर रोक लगने से पूरे जूनागढ़ शहर में ट्रैफिक की बहुत बड़ी गंभीर समस्या हो रही है। आसानी से जूनागढ़ शहर को बाईपास करते हुए रेलवे क्रॉसिंग को बाईपास करते हुए रेलवे लाइन निकल सकती है। अतः सरकार से मेरा अनुरोध है कि जूनागढ़ शहर में हो रही रेलवे क्रॉसिंग की इन परेशानियों से शहर को मुक्त करने के लिए बाईपास रेलवे लाइन जो जूनागढ़ शहर को बाईपास करती हुई निकल जाए और शहर के अंदर रेलवे क्रॉसिंग की दिक्कतें ना रहे, इस तरह की व्यवस्था करें। धन्यवाद महोदय।
Dr. V. Sivadasan.
Respected Chair, I am presenting very important issue, need to manage the human-wildlife conflict. The human-wildlife conflict in Kerala is creating lot of hardship to the people. Communities across many regions are facing repeated threats to the life, safety and livelihood due to wildlife entering human-dominated landscape with increasing frequency. The existing provisions of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 are inadequate to address these contemporary challenges, and timely intervention from the center has become essential. The Wildlife Protection Act, along with its associated rules, protocols, guidelines, and advisories need to be amended to reflect present-day conditions. Incorporating practical and flexible provisions into the law will allow effective action to protect human life and property while maintaining the ecological balance. Without such updates, the response mechanisms remain constrained and insufficient. Declaring the wild pig as vermin for at least 1 year in Kerala under Section 62 of the Act. The uncontrolled rise in the wild pig population has resulted in severe crop destruction, frequent accidents, and significant hardship for rural households. A legal provision enabling management measures is urgently necessary. Another pressing demand is the reclassification of the rhesus monkey from Schedule 1 to Schedule 2, enabling site-specific management and mitigation measures. The species' growing presence in towns, villages, and agricultural areas is creating safety challenges and economic losses that cannot be effectively addressed under the current classification. The central government urged to act to safeguard lives, reduce distress among affected communities, and reform the legal framework for managing human-wildlife conflict. The need to manage human-wildlife conflict is my request. I urge this thing, the central government. Thank you, Madam. Thank you.
Dr. John Bittas.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chairperson. Since its inauguration in 2018, Kannur International Airport has emerged as a vital connectivity hub for northern Kerala and southern Karnataka. It serves as a large port for the expatriate population. However, denial of point of call status to Kannur Airport limit its airline operations, curtail capacity, stifle competition, and inflate the prices, and also undermine trade, tourism, and growth. While the new non-metro airport at Mopa in Goa has been permitted to host foreign airlines, Kannur Airport has not been accorded the same opportunity and facility. In its replies to these questions raised on this matter, the Civil Aviation Ministry stated that the entire state of Goa has been designated as a point of call facility state under certain air services agreements, allowing foreign airlines to operate from any airport within Goa. 3 individual airports in Kerala, Calicut, Cochin, and Thiruvananthapuram, are designated as point of calls in specific agreements. This policy requiring separate point of call status for each airport in Kerala is inconsistent with this policy. As such, I urge the government to revisit its stand and grant point of call status to Kannur Airport as well, or permit it to operate foreign airlines in the same manner as is being allowed at Manohar International Airport in Mopa, Goa. Thank you.
Dr. Shashmit Patra.
Honorable Vice Chairperson, Madam, the subject of my special mention is demand for establishment of a railway wagon technology park at Sitarapalli in Ganjam district of Odisha. Since 2011, the people of Ganjam and South Odisha have awaited the promised wagon factory at Sitarapalli in Ganjam district of Odisha. Railways have clarified that a conventional wagon factory is not feasible as national wagon production already exceeds current demand. While this may rule out the earlier proposal, it should not close the door on Sitarapalli's development. Instead, it presents an opportunity to create something more visionary and better aligned with India's evolving freight priorities, a railway wagon technology park. A wagon technology park moves beyond the limits of standard wagon manufacturing. It is an integrated ecosystem combining advanced materials, modern design, digital technologies, prototype development, and specialized wagon manufacturing. Such a center would support the railway's emerging needs, lightweight aluminum wagons, LNG and hydrogen tank wagons, high-speed container wagons for dedicated freight corridors, and sensor-enabled smart wagons for predictive maintenance. These are segments where India's current capacity is limited or nascent, and where future demand is certain to rise. Sitarapalli is particularly suited for this transformation. Odisha's strong aluminium industry, growing investments in green hydrogen and LNG, and proximity to steel and mineral corridors make it an ideal base for next generation rolling stock. The upcoming East Coast DFC further strengthens its strategic relevance. Establishing a wagon technology park at Sitarapalli will finally fulfill a long-standing promise to the people of Ganjam, while positioning South Odisha as a hub for innovation, skilled employment, and future-ready freight infrastructure. I urge the government to look into it. I thank you, Madam Vice Chairperson.
Shri Kesri Dev Singh Jalla. Srimati Rekha Sharma. Dr. Bhagwat Karat.
Thanks, Deputy Chairman, Madam, for giving me opportunity for special mention. The subject of my special mention is demand to establish an yoga and naturopathy research and medical institute at Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar in Maharashtra. Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar is a region of immense historical, cultural, and spiritual significance, home to UNESCO World Heritage sites such as Ajanta and Ellora. Its unique geographical location, excellent connectivity, and emerging reputation as a wellness and tourism hub makes it an ideal location for world-class research and medical institution dedicated to traditional healthcare systems. There is a growing national and global demand for trained professionals in yoga and naturopathy, along with a clear need for premier institutions that can integrate education, research, training, and clinical care under one roof. In this context, I humbly urge the Government of India to establish a national-level Apex Research Institute for Yoga and Naturopathy in Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar in Maharashtra. Such an institute would not only promote holistic health and wellness, but also create avenue for education, research, skill development, and employment. It would position Maharashtra as a leader in integrated medicine, significantly benefit the people of Marathwada and adjoining regions. I urge Honorable Minister of Ayush Sri Pratap Rao Jadhav and Government of India to look in this matter seriously and do the needful. Thank you.
श्रीमती सुमित्रा बाल्मिक.
धन्यवाद मैडम. डिमांड फॉर हॉस्टल फॉर वर्किंग वुमेन. महोदया, मैं महिला कार्यबल के लिए हमारे सहयोग ढांचे में मौजूद एक महत्वपूर्ण कमी की ओर सरकार का ध्यान आकर्षित करना चाहती हूं. यद्यपि सखी निवास योजना के ऐतिहासिक रूप में आवश्यक आवास प्रदान किया है, किंतु वर्तमान ढांचा आधुनिक भारतीय महिलाओं की आकांक्षाओं के साथ तालमेल बिठाने में संघर्ष कर रहा है. टियर 2 और टियर 3 शहरों से महानगरों की ओर पलायन करने वाली बड़ी संख्या में युवतियां अब आईटी क्षेत्र, बीपीओ या गिग इकोनॉमिक में कार्यरत हैं. इन भूमिकाओं में काम के घंटे अनिश्चित होते हैं और निरंतर डिजिटल कनेक्टिविटी की आवश्यकता होती है. मौजूदा सरकारी छात्रावासों की जर्जर स्थिति, इंटरनेट सुविधा का अभाव और सख्त कर्फ्यू समय सीमा उनके पेशेवर विकास के असंभव बना देते हैं. परिणाम स्वरूप इन महिलाओं को अक्सर महंगे या असुरक्षित निजी आवासों में रहने के लिए मजबूर होना पड़ता है. मैं सरकार से सखी निवास 020 पॉइंट आवासों में शुरू करने का अनुरोध करती हूं. इस आधुनिक पहल का उद्देश्य केवल आश्रय देने से आगे बढ़कर समर्थकारी वातावरण प्रदान करना चाहिए. मेरी सरकार से यह मांग है कि इसमें निम्नलिखित प्रमुख सुधार शामिल होने चाहिए. कमरों में अनिवार्य हाई स्पीड वाईफाई, फ्रीलांसर्स और रिमोट वर्क, घर से काम करने वालों के लिए छात्रावास के भीतर निर्दिष्ट कार्यक्षेत्र, नाइट शिफ्ट और वैश्विक कामकाजी घंटों के अनुकूल के लिए पुराने कर्फ्यू नियमों के स्थान पर बायोमेट्रिक 24/7 सुरक्षा प्रणाली लागू करना चाहिए. हमारे कार्यबल को सही मायने में सशक्त बनाने के लिए हमारे बुनियादी ढांचे को उनकी महत्वाकांक्षाओं की गति के साथ विकसित होना तय है. धन्यवाद मैडम.
श्रीमती माया नरोलिया.
धन्यवाद माननीय उपाध्यक्ष महोदया जी, आपने इस विशेष उल्लेख पर हमें बोलने का अवसर प्रदान किया। मैं सरकार का ध्यान मध्य प्रदेश में तेजी से बढ़ते जल संकट और भूजल स्तर में हो रही चिंताजनक गिरावट की ओर आकर्षित कराना चाहती हूँ। माननीय जी, केंद्रीय भूजल बोर्ड की रिपोर्ट के अनुसार नर्मदापुरम, भोपाल, विदिशा, सागर, छिंदवाड़ा सहित कई जिले 50% से अधिक क्षेत्र में अर्ध संकटग्रस्त घोषित हो चुके हैं। यह स्थिति आने वाले वर्षों में एक गंभीर जल आपदा में बदल सकती है। इस संकट के मुख्य कारण हैं अनियंत्रित और अत्यधिक भूजल दोहन, वर्षा जल संचयन एवं पुनर्भरण संरचनाओं की भारी कमी और नर्मदा सहित प्रमुख नदियों के तटों पर प्रदूषण और अवैध रेत उत्खनन है, जिसने प्राकृतिक जल पुनर्भरण की क्षमता को कमजोर कर दिया है। इन कारणों से ग्रामीण और अर्ध शहरी क्षेत्रों में पेयजल का गंभीर संकट, किसानों को सिंचाई के लिए पानी न मिलने की समस्या, बोरवेल के सूखने से बढ़ता आर्थिक बोझ और गर्मियों में टैंकरों पर निर्भरता जैसी भयावह स्थितियां लगातार बढ़ रही हैं। अतः मैं सरकार से विनम्र आग्रह करती हूं कि जल संकट ग्रस्त जिलों में ग्राउंड वाटर एक्शन प्लान तत्काल लागू किया जाए। आर्टिफिशियल रिचार्ज संरचनाएं, स्टॉप डैम और पुनर्भरण कुएं मिशन मोड में बढ़ाए जाएं। माइक्रो इरिगेशन को प्रोत्साहित करते हुए सब्सिडी बढ़ाई जाए और नदियों पर अवैध रेत खनन व प्रदूषण पर सख्त कार्रवाई की जाए। धन्यवाद।
श्री संतोष कुमार पी।
Thank you, Madam Vice Chairman. Demand for special package to non-resident Indians. I request the government to announce a comprehensive special package for Pravasi overseas workers from Kerala. Lakhs of Malayali workers across the Gulf region and other countries have contributed immensely to the national economy through remittance, which support not only their families but also play a vital role in strengthening India's foreign exchange reserves. Their contributions have been the backbone of Kerala's economic and social development. However, in recent years, especially after the pandemic, the Pravasi community has been facing critical hardships due to a combination of factors such as global recession, fluctuating oil prices, job losses, increasing cost of living abroad, and restrictions on labor migration. Many workers have returned home without savings, employment opportunities, or social protection measures. Their families continue to struggle due to inadequate income support, lack of access to healthcare, and educational burden on children. In light of these challenges, I humbly request the central government to consider a targeted special package that includes provisions for emergency financial assistance, concession loans, social security coverage, comprehensive health insurance, skill development programs for re-employment, and support for rehabilitation and entrepreneurship ventures. I also suggest forming a dedicated Pravasi Welfare Task Force to coordinate with state authorities and Indian missions abroad to ensure timely benefits and grievance redressal. Thank you.
The House stands adjourned to meet at 11 a.m. on Monday, the 15th December 2025.